I'm looking to get a control. I'm looking for to don't get myself exposed. I feel like once you're on the ground, once you're like on your guard, you're really like a little bit more open to the person attack you. You cannot run, you cannot walk away from that. You're on the ground, but at the same time, like I have option. I need to have option, and I need to move forward. And if I don't have one thing, I need to have another thing. And the other thing is not something that just come out right now. It's something that you've been practicing. You've been adding information over information. You've been adding experience over experience, situations and situations that happen to you. And my idea right now is that I'm closing the distance. I'm keeping my hand forward. I'm keeping my hand ahead of my feet. And I'm looking to get on the hook on him. I'm looking for the double on the hook if he give it to me. I'm looking for like a open if he get this leg up, you know what I mean? If he get this leg up, but he's not giving me that. I'm looking for like a 2-on-1. He's not giving me a 2-on-1. And he's not giving anything. And he's very like overprotecting and not giving any open. Not open from his elbows, not open from his legs. So if I get to this position, I have no much control. So I have to do something quick and something that can be done like even quicker. So my whole point is that if I get over here, go just switch. Maybe it doesn't seem much a lot of control, but made on the right time and with the right tools, using the right mechanic, and don't waste your time. That's all you need to be able to reverse someone through his back. He has so much like a protector. He's been so like a defending that when you connect one hand on the collar tie, one hand that is almost like a club, you know what I mean? I feel like I'm gonna hit really hard, and I'm gonna like push the elbow at the same time. And I don't need to get so much under. I don't need to get much like under hook. I just need to like closing the distance and get him a little bit off of the ground. If the person has a quick reaction, maybe he catches his balance a little bit in the air and he starts to post his leg. But he's supposed to be like a very quick and an easy sweep. And this sweep is not always from pausing position. Sometimes can be happening like from moving back, you know, from moving back. Just connect over there. One thing that we have to remember, I don't have on the hook. I didn't begin with the underhook. So every time I get on top, I need to fight to get the underhook. My hand finish sometime on top of his head, on the back of his neck. So I need to work like to get this underhook on him. So switch sides. So if there's one move that you need to have like a ready to go, if there's one move that I always count it as a jab to initiate a sequence. It's that type of like a butterfly sweep. He didn't give no open. He didn't give no underhook, but I can just kind of, and I'm not looking to slap Scott, but that tapping, it just means like I'm not holding. I'm not going over here and just kind of get a hold and a grip of him. It has to be just like quick to initiate it, quick to finish. And I hope like a quick to him, he has to do something. When I say do something, like he has to expose it himself. And then from this position over here, I don't know if everybody noticed, but I need to still close the distance with my hip. So once I go over here, I'm just getting my hip really close to him. I'm not going flat. I'm already going to like a turning. I'm already going to my shoulder, and I'm hoping that can be enough to get him out of his knees, to get him like with his back on the mat. And it's something that have to be done quick. It's something that we have to be able to use that over and over and over, because like I said, it's like a jab for a striker. You know, you have to be able to just kind of start with that, you know, initiate with that. It has to be quick. And I feel like that could be my jab from Butterfly Guard. Just one more thing that I feel like we need to have that ready. I'm looking for underhook. I'm looking for the head control. I'm looking for the quality, right? But if I close the distance over here and the person start kind of like almost like I just keep the head too high over here, I don't want to go there too much. And if I don't have the head, I can just go straight on the elbow. And when I say the elbow, like I don't have a hands. The person doesn't give the hand. I can just go behind the elbow, little bit of like a tricep. I'm squeezing everything up, and if I found a little bit open, the reason why like he's not giving the hand, but he giving a little bit of like an entrance and an open to me, just get really close. And then from here, all I need is just stay strong. So just going that to the side. No gi, I don't have hold. I don't have much control. I need a control, I need the hold, but doesn't last that long, doesn't stay like that, doesn't give you like the pause and the control that you need. So if I get close to him and I need to go, I need only one time. I need and I have only one chance. So if the person doesn't give the hand, if he keep like a very like a quick hands move because he doesn't want to give the 2-on-1, but the elbow is almost harder for him to avoid. He don't want to do this and hide his elbow because he's gonna open up too much. And if you have options, you're gonna do it. When I say options, like I want to have options to sweep him. I want to be able to reverse him. I like guard. I love butterfly guard, but I don't want to be on my back. When I say I want to be like, I don't want to be on the bottom. I hope I can reverse the position as soon as possible. And the only way that I believe and I figure out that I can end up on top if I have a good sweep. So I almost feel I don't have much guard, but I have sweeps. And the sweeps, like most like come from like anywhere that I'm able to get a hold of him. And I get a hold of him with a base, with a principle that if I'm blocking his post, and I get a little bit of holding that I can, he's not gonna be able to just defend in that. One more time, I have no underhook. So as I'm getting on top of him, I cannot just open up and give him underhook. Because one of the frustrating things is to get on top of someone and then he's be able to reverse you like right away and start getting on top of you. So one more time, because I don't have underhook, if I have like if I begin this position with both elbows, as I'm getting on top, I need to fight hard to get the hook. I need to tuck in my elbows and start looking for like a hold him down. One more time, Scott. Don't look for a hold. Don't look for a pausing. Once you reach for the person's elbow, you gotta go. And hoping it's still dry, you know. I mean, we're gonna give you like even extra grip to begin the position. Like everybody, when you begin a match, when you begin like a match in a tournament, you're gonna be dry. Doesn't matter how much you jump rope, doesn't matter how much you warm up before, doesn't matter how much you broke a sweat. Once they pull you to a match, you're gonna be standing up over there for like a good like a 3-5 minutes that is gonna just dry you out. And then when you have a chance and you get a hold of the other person's elbow, this is enough to get like the sweep. And because I've been doing this for so long, I'm using every time that I have. I'm using every grip that I have. If I don't have the collar tie, if I don't have the underhook, if I don't have the 2-on-1, if I have only both elbows, I'm going for. And doesn't stop there. If one move doesn't work, I have to be able to connect another one. But at least is a begin to me. Is a begin of a combination. And that's my goal. I wanna throw something on him and make him has to react. Maybe he's gonna react getting out of the ground. Maybe you're gonna reverse, or maybe he's gonna react defending the sweep, but giving you give me the arm, and then you make me tap with something else. But everything has to start from the beginning. And why not start from a beginning that you like? Why not start your match with a begin from a move that you like? You don't want to begin like getting that person taking you down. You know what I mean? You want to begin like with a move that you can do over and over. And a good way to start and a good way to begin a combination. I have like a option, and I begin with an option. If the person change the reaction, I must be able to figure something out. And it's not that hard to figure something out from something that I begin, something that I initiated. What I'm trying to say, like when I do a move, I'm used to see how the other person is going to react from my move, from the move that I practice every day. So when I do the move, I'm not just focused like I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Obviously, like I'm used to, I want to do this, I want to do this, and the guy wants to do that. The guy does that. The guy is doing that. So I'm used to that reaction. So based on that, I'm looking for like an underhook. I'm looking for hands control. I'm looking for the trauma. He didn't give anything. I'm going to the elbows, and I start lifting. And instead of me lift and guiding to the side, his weight going up, his weight going straight, and he wants to keep his base wide open. I didn't set up this. I'm lifting him up, and then his weight start going on top of me. His weight start going away from where I want. And if I begin to lift someone with a butterfly guard, I most have control of his weight. But not always I have control where his weight is gonna go. I got his weight on top of me, but not necessarily he has to go one way or the other. He chooses his direction in the mid if he has a quick reaction too. So if I get over here, I'm going up and I want to lift him and I want to get a sweep, but his arm comes up. As soon that his hand goes past, as soon that his hand instead of being tight, he start open up to balance himself. I have to attack him. From there, he's gonna attack me. So once he defends the sweep, I need to attack him. I need to continue the attack. So if I go there and then that'll be the first thing that I'm gonna do. Anytime someone defends a sweep and he opens his arm, he defending a sweep because he needs to post his arm. Anytime someone's arm gets opened up, anytime I lost the control of his arm, I'm letting go, but I'm coming back with the underhook. And the underhook is easy because we give like a good arm attack on him. So I'm going there. So this hand goes right on the side of his elbow. I cannot miss and goes on his triceps. I cannot miss and go on his forearm. His elbow will escape. Has to be right on top of his elbow. And from here, second hand right on top. You can do a seatbelt grip. You can do like a pulling. As long like you keep his elbow pinned down, I'm gonna be able to maintain the arm straight. So if his elbow go up, he's gonna close the distance. So I have to just keep his elbow pinned down. From here, I'm still have the butterfly hooks, and then I'm gonna just work to get myself on top of him. And I'm hoping to get on top as much as I can because I'm gonna be able to push him down. I don't know if everybody can see like how much room I'm leaving in between my stomach and his arm, but I'm looking to keep that distance so I can really press down his elbow. Some people, we have different flexibility than the other. The move is strong. You're gonna pressure and get the person over there. But how fast, how he's gonna take the arm bar is gonna depend one person to the other. I have people that I attack the arm and they just roll on their back. They don't want to be on their back for nothing this whole world. But when they realize there's a chance to tap, they just prefer to roll on their back and pull the arm back to them. But it's almost kind of like they're giving up a top position because they don't want to tap on the arm bar. And that's like something that we must be ready for. So for example, I went to both elbows, I'm going to there, I've got his weight out of the ground, he opened his arm, I'm hitting this. Once I hit this, I'm keep everything tight over here, but I cannot forget about my head or my ear. If I just release this, if I don't tuck in my shoulder or my ear, his hand comes out. So I need to keep this. Hands together. If he start getting too close to me, I'm pushing him away and I'm sit up at the same time and I start pressuring. The whole time I'm pressuring. And based on this experience, guys, that I've been collecting, even the strongest guys, even like the most like muscle guys that I have rolling, if you have that much weight and pressure on the person's elbow, they're gonna give up something, or they'll tap, or they'll give up a top position. And I have been surprised, even when it's really sweaty, you'll be able to attack this. You'll find enough like a force to make the person give it something up, giving a top position, giving like a tap. You know what I mean? The person will give it something to you. But we have to practice, and it's one of those moves that I really trust, gi or no gi. If the person open up his arm, if the person has a long arm, what I mean is like he has a wide base and keep his balance really well with his arm. Every time the arm open, I'm just kind of hitting that. And the same way how we qualify and sweep someone with a club this way, I'm kind of like hitting his arm too. I'm just trying to get his hand like on the position as soon as possible. If you like butterfly garden, it's good to have that submission right there. And I hope into the person tap, but obviously like some people will give up a top position first before they tap. But anything that gives them a chance to reverse and get ahead on the mat. I hope everybody that are looking to those videos, I hope everybody just like has all that passion in jiu-jitsu, you know. They want just the same passion that I have, looking for options. Because when I say I move, or when I teach any technique, I trust in them. I depend on them. So I don't drill a move. I don't look for extra move if I don't believe that we're gonna give me some result or something. And I'm hoping everybody like look for options. When I say option, you cannot have like just 2 or 3. You gotta have like a really like a hands full of options for anywhere you maybe end up like that. And this is like a very good option that sometimes nothing works. When I say it works, like because the person has options too. He has the fan, he has the skills, he has like the technique too. But it's something that is always there, you know what I mean? And when I say something always there, I mean like I'm already went to the collar tie, and then the guy doesn't give him that. I went to the elbow, and the person doesn't really kind of give him any like a base. But sometimes just enough will be able to change the position. So I'm already try the sweep. I'm already try like a connect something else. If I don't have too much control, I'm just looking for some quick, something like that. It's easy to approach and to make it happen. You know? So if I'm looking for a hand control, I'm looking for an elbow, he's not giving anything, I'm not just going to sweep. From the butterfly guard, I'm just getting him like this. Come back here. I don't know if you guys can imagine that, but this doesn't sweep, you know what I mean? Just this doesn't really kind of like reverse the other person. A lot of people will let you kind of get in there, but only that lift is a setup to go to something else. And what I'm looking for, I'm just snapping his head down. I'm picking him up and I'm connecting a guillotine. I'm faking a sweep, I'm faking like a butterfly sweep, but I'm just getting him out of the ground. And once I'm getting him out of the ground, I'm not falling. I'm not pulling him on top of me. I'm just getting him in the air. Once I get him there, he opened himself up. Once I get him in the air, he turned the mode of like balancing himself. But all the balance comes just to don't get swept. What I'm looking for is to go on his neck, to go on his head. And when I pick him up, one hand goes under the chin, second hand goes straight on the back of his neck, and I'm just gonna snap his head down. The same side that I put my hand under his neck, I'm snapping his head down, and I put his head under my armpit. Same side I put the hand on the neck, I put his head under my armpit. From that side, I'm keep everything tight, and from the other side, elbow comes up. With my elbow up, if the person drive forward, it will be easy to me kind of like keep him away from me. At the same time that I'm pulling my wrist, I'm pulling like the whole joint of my hand over here against his throat, and I'm able to get the finish. So right there, he doesn't give any finish. Snap his head down, connect, elbow comes up. A lot of people go to the guillotine and they start pulling. You can always see like his spine, the bone, the vertebrae of his neck coming out over here. But in the end, if the other person's stuff, the head just slide out. Especially if the guy is bald. I'm getting there, but there's a lot of people that's really head shape, and when it gets sweaty, the head comes out very easy. So the whole point, once you connect the guillotine, stay on top of him. I'm pulling to the ground, but I'm cover his neck. I cannot expose his neck. I have to just stay on top. Elbow up and stay on top. I'm not trying going too far in just like a submission or just guillotine, but we gotta have a good guillotine. We gotta have like options from butterfly guard. And based on that, if you put one hand on the chin, second hand goes right on top. With the second hand on top, I cannot leave edge. I cannot leave my thumb. I cannot use my thumb. I have to hide my thumb and just keep like an easy seatbelt grip to do the choke. One more time, the other side. So I'm looking just go forward, I'm looking for the hand, fake, snap his head down. Head goes under, hands connect, elbow comes up. Maybe you're not the most flexible guy, maybe your elbow doesn't go that high, but once you go on your side, your elbow goes really high. Elbow doesn't go that high, but once you go on your side, your elbow really gets there. And that's what I'm looking for. I don't want to let the other person pass my guard, even when I have the guillotine. I feel like there's one side he can pass, there's another side that he cannot pass. One side he's going to hold, the other side he's going to tap in the guillotine. But if you can use your leg to keep the distance, that's even better. If you can use your leg if you can use your leg on the guillotine to keep him kind of like a little far away, that's better. If you can use your leg on top of his arm, even better, but it's not always like a option. Sometimes you can use your shin, sometimes you can use like a half guard, sometimes you can use like this half guard, anything that kind of just don't let the person pass your guard. But like I said, if you like jiu-jitsu, you want to have options. You don't want to like waste your time in jiu-jitsu just doing one move. And doing this DVD, doing this shooting right now, I just want you guys to understand like how many options and how complex can be when you start adding everything up. And we need to take our time and study and because if you really love something, it's not that hard. So really try add all these things up, because the result can be amazing if you'll be able to just connect one thing to the other. And what we're looking for to just get to the submission. So more options you have, like better. And I hope like we can get like a quick one and not have to work too hard in a match. So this time I'm closing the distance, I'm looking for the elbow, and the person is already ready to just kind of like defend the next sweep. He's just ready to keep his base. If I don't have the wrist, if I don't have the 2-1, if I don't have the underhook, but if I'm getting close and he open up the arms, I'm still gonna do the same thing. I'm not pulling him on top of me. That's something that I really don't want to do. I don't like always like go to the overhook, but in the middle of the position, if I feel like I have a double grip, I have grip on both sides, and I can just kind of just go straight over there. It's something that I was just mentioning this before. I don't like to do it. I don't like to initiate it, begin with that. But when everything kind of gets a little broken, the person starts to kind of like has a strong base, open his arm, and he's open his arm not on top of you. He's open his arm on the ground to don't get swept. It's something that like I'm okay to go the overhook. I'm okay to like I'm trying to sweep and he's defending. I'm just connecting with both overhook and go straight to butterfly sweep. And what I want to is you guys have options. I like a move, but if the person give me another move, I like too. Doesn't have to be only the move that I like. If the person is giving like a triangle, for example, my legs are really short. I don't think I have the most flexibility for triangle. But if someone give a triangle and open up, I'm taking. So I like the underhook. I like the 2-on-1. I like both elbows. But if I don't have the collar tie, I'm going over hook. And I only go over hook when the person's open his arm. Not when he's kind of ready to get an underhook on me. I'm in the middle of the position over here. I'm going to butterfly. If he open up, I'm going right there. Oop, the overhook. I don't have no underhook on him. So now because he can have the underhook on me, I can almost like go to a mount on him. And this happens sometimes. If I sweep someone with a double overhook, instead of trying to stabilize the side control, I'm going to a mount. So I compensate not having the underhook to stabilize the top position. Everything counts. When I say everything counts, like when you try to reverse someone that maybe he's only good to be on top. All he does is be on top of you. It takes like a lot of tools and a lot of options, and you need to really work your technique to put things together to reverse this guy. And I don't know how everybody feel, but I like to show the move that I have been testing, a move that like I have been practicing many times. When I say many times, like I have to exhaust myself practicing those moves. So when I add options to my game, it has to be something that like I know has to give me like a high odds to successful. And if I'm closing this over here, I'm looking for the underhook. And if the person may be shooting like a double underhook on me, what can be bad? You know what I mean? And if I have my foot on his hip, I can keep him away. I can avoid the double underhook. You know, he shoot double underhook. I can avoid this and I can go to a guillotine. I can do something else. But when I'm closing the distance and then someone goes to the double overhook, what is a very common attack from someone on top? It's a very common attack with someone that if he connects his hands, I'm not letting him connect his hands. I'm not letting him pull me, and then pin me down. So I'm looking to get a hold of him. If his hands goes under, if his hands get inside of my underhook, I'm looking to get a hold of him. As soon as his hand goes inside, I need to just clamp my hands together. So now over here, I'm looking for this to get over the hook. I need to really clamp, and can even hurt someone if you're not flexible. I'm pushing both elbows together, and I'm trying to connect my hands. I like the seatbelt grip on this position. I'm over here, I'm just squeezing that, go around the spot. So when he goes around, I need to just bring his elbow together. If I turn, if he goes around and if he connects his hand, he's gonna pull me back to him. So as soon as he's gonna try to connect his hand, I need to push his elbow inside. He's gonna really have to connect his hand once his elbows start touching each other. Can you connect your hand, Scott? His hand. He's gonna have to pull his arm out. He's gonna have to walk away from this position because I feel very controlled from him. So from here, I'm pushing down and I'm just going straight to the sweep. And if I have an option, I'm gonna choose first going towards the side that I'm looking for. I'm looking towards the ground. So I'm going to sweep him first. I hope he give it to me first towards the side that I have my head. So I'm over here, he gotta go one hook, I'm squeezing, I'm pulling, I'm getting like his butt out of his heels and just really lift it up. Maybe you're gonna feel you don't need to kick the person too high, but you try. And I'm hoping like towards I'm kicking that high, I hope he's already fall. I hope he's already kind of like taking like the sweep from that. But one more time, you get on the hook, I'm squeezing tight. Keep squeezing this way, but pulling close to me too. Because once I make this control, I don't want to lose you. I don't want you to pull. Because if I squeeze the elbow together, but I'm giving distance from him, he can easily pull his arm out. So I'm squeezing the elbows together and just closing to him. I'm going side, I'm pulling him out of the ground and getting the sweep. I have no underhook, guys, so this will be the time that I'm like, I'm trying to establish a mount. I'm trying to like get it out, and then I'll let go with the mount. This is not like a full mount. Maybe your foot can be on the half guard, but it's pretty much like a mount position. I'm not getting points, but I'm mount. What I'm trying to say, like, he's not gonna get out of here to reverse and avoid the sweep. From here now, I can get on the hook and pass his guard, or I can get on the hook and fight to get him out. But most important is like I'm able to score and stay on top of him as much as I need. I don't know how frustrated you guys think, but for me, it's like if you sweep someone and the person sweeping back, it's almost like all the work, all the waste of energy for nothing. And so once you get a sweep, just make sure you can stay on top of him. And I'm going back to what I just said before. It's just options. You need to have options. You cannot be someone that like, I have a great sweep. I have a great border game. I have all the attacks on the border. But then when I sweep someone, I cannot stay on top because I don't like pass guard. And then happens to some people, they want to sweep, but they only want to sweep towards the ending, so they don't have to stay too long on top. So guys, we need to have options. We need to fight with options. We need to have like options available, because when you fight someone that has just as much technique as you hope you're the one that has more other options. So this time I'm open for options. When I say options, like if the person make one thing, I'm take advantage, you know. And imagine like I'm looking to close the distance. I have the underhook, and doesn't matter how heavy the other person. If you have the underhook, you can pull the weight out of the ground. Pretty much like if the person is really heavy, you're still gonna be able to move him. How easy it's gonna be to finish, you know, depending on the guy's skills to use his weight. But to pull his weight you're gonna be able to. But when I pull his weight, my back goes on the floor. My weight is on the floor. But if you get close to someone and the person try to attack you, if you try like get his weight off his heels and drive forward, because he can drive me forward, kind of pull me back to the other side. He wants to pull me, pretty much push me that way, and I want to pull him and push his back towards the mat. So, and he wants to push my back towards the mat. It's just like a same thing, but two different sides. If I get over here and the person try like a push me, and his weight is going forward, so I don't have to lift his weight. I feel like he's working against me. So I have the whole butterfly sweep set up. But if I realize that instead of like be seen over there, instead of give the resistance to don't go forward, he wants to work this against me, he wants to go that way. As soon as I feel his weight comes forward because he wants to pass, instead of like letting me push over there, I'm gonna fight to keep going this way, but now my foot is just gonna go on his knee. With my foot not below, but on top, a little bit above his knee, I'm just pushing that and try to get on top from that. It's something that can be very harm to me. If the person gets too much momentum, if the person is really strong and he pushes me that way, I'm gonna have to defend myself to recover. But if I'm able to see that coming, if he starts to put it away and I'm kind of able to stop him, I can make that very easy on my favor and not on his favor. So if I'm closing the distance, I'm get over here and I feel that motion come forward, As soon as I feel that motion comes forward, my foot just comes out. It helps a little bit, my leg is not that long, but what I'm working for is just to pull my foot out. When I say my foot out, like I don't want to go out, but just enough to get my foot on his knee. If I just kick, he falls right on top of me. So I want to kick and get his back on the mat as soon as possible. One more time towards the other side. So if I close the distance, I have this, and I feel his foot, then my foot goes this. I don't have to do much of this hook, but in the end, I just kind of like give an extra help, little bit of like a turning and kick to get him, to get the rest of his weight like towards the mat. One more time. I can go to a half guard, I can fight to go to the mount, but as long I'm in like top position, that's all that matters. And every little thing counts. I hope every time I'm start adding those stuff, you'll be able to add those details to your mind. When I say mind, like start adding to your game. Your game has to be like a collection of like experience, details, and situations that you like to be, or situations that you hope you never get there before. You hope you never get there again. It's situation that happened before, and then you be successful in situation that happened before, and then something went really wrong, and you be able to avoid next time. And I hope one of those like is the thing that you're gonna practice and stick to it, and help you to be able to develop like a strong and a good sweep from that. I believe like we start from the beginning. When I say the beginning, like maybe like the easy part, and you start to go into something that a little bit more challenge. And the same way how we work and we learn all the mechanics, we work to keep a good balance. When I say good balance, like keep things balanced so you don't lose control of things. Like for example, if I pick the person's weight, I don't want to let his weight fall or drop on top of me. I want his weight fall and drop on the mat with me on top. You know? So if you practice, if you understand all this mechanic, you're going to start to also build like some resistance and hoping little bit flexibility. It's not crazy flexibility. I feel like some people has the crazy flexibility. They look like amazing flexible, but we don't need that. You know, we just need just enough and a little bit of balance. And obviously, like, coordination is huge in jiu-jitsu. And if you don't have coordination, also jiu-jitsu is going to help you to build that. You know. So imagine like we've been working like a good butterfly sweep. I have the timing, I have the angle, I have the strength to lift it up, but then the person has the balance, you know what I mean? And then you feel like you have the balance, but the person has the balance too. You're lifting really high, and then his foot keep kind of hopping on front of you. He just keep his balance. He's not losing his balance. If you're not able to pick the person higher, because if I'm taller than him, I believe I can pick him really high, and then his foot is gonna slip and swipe off the mat. But if I'm not able to pick him much higher because he's taller than me, I always have a chance to go and then try take some of his base out. And the whole point is this: I have done the hook, I have the elbow push in, my butterfly is strong, I start lift, and then I start get over the hip. Instead of keep going up, instead of use the foot to go higher, I already realize is not enough, my foot goes right on his thigh. And I go on his thigh without lose everything. I keep everything and just kick. As I'm kicking his knee, he's gonna fall. But he's gonna fall almost on top of me, so I need to keep turning him. I need to keep everything together. Everything that we said before that we organized, now we have to keep. Once after you chop his leg, after you push, after you kick his knee, you have to turn. We did the same thing. We did the same thing from here, but he's not in the air. I'm not balancing his weight. Now I went full commit to butterfly guard and his leg is posting.
So my foot has to come in. Maybe you have a long leg and you feel you cannot pull your leg out. So you pull your leg from the outside. Your leg goes from the body. Leg from the body and goes not below his knee, because I don't want his knee touch the floor. I have to go like above his knee. With both of it, he try to keep a balance so everybody can see it. But the whole thing is that we cannot stay on the air too long. I cannot keep him in the air too long, so I have to do something. So I hope I'm able to organize everything. And once his leg posts, my foot comes in and I just push and kick at the same time that I'm finished the position. One time. Hope I don't even land his half guard, so I already have like a full side control. Other side. My foot, keep driving, keep pulse. One more time, I'm looking for the best control possible. I'm looking for like a hold that can give me enough time to set up the sweep. Not a hold that's gonna last too long, but a hold that gives me like the opportunity. And just like I was looking before, if I cannot have the underhook, I go on top of the neck, I go on the collar tie. And if I don't have the wrist, I go straight on the elbow. If I don't have the 201, this works. But the same way how I pick the person up before and then he keep his balance, I can keep him up and then he just don't fall. If the person is taller than me, doesn't matter how high I go, his leg can always be able to stop my sweep because he's just too high. So I have to be able, instead of sweeping with just my flexibility or with my reach, I have to sweep in like based on like a breaking his post, breaking like his defense. And even I don't have the underhook like before. If I have the collar tie over here and I start lift it up from this position, I cannot take too long. If he lands over here, he's gonna full underhook on me. So even with him there, my foot has to go over there. Remember, then before when you did this, I don't have no underhook, so I have just the neck control. So as soon as the other person open up, I get the underhook. If he doesn't open up, I'm just stay over here and just looking for like maybe a north-south position. But remember, if you don't have underhook, but you just have the back of the neck control, waiting for the underhook. As soon as they do the underhook, you take. And if he's just taking his elbow, I'm sorry I'm going that far, but we need to remember this. If the person always just take his elbow, also he's not escaping, you know what I mean? He cannot escape if you don't go to the person's leg. He cannot escape from your back on the floor if you just keep your elbows tight. And when I say escape, like you cannot get back on top, you need to post your hand, you need to underhook. So as soon as the person open up, you get the underhook on him. One more time, other side. I don't have no underhook. I go on the collar tie, he keep his balance. Leg goes there. Switch. One last thing. If you pick the person up and if the leg is so close, I can always take this leg. I can always take this leg and change everything. We have X guard, but I don't have to switch. I don't have to switch, you know what I mean? If I have options, you know what I mean? When I say options, like I still have options from that. And the whole thing is this: I lift him up. If I get over here, I can almost push his leg down. I can almost go here and just kind of push his leg down. I cannot take too long in the air, but I can go with my foot, push his leg a little bit, and climb my foot a little bit above his knee. Because if I want to break his post, I cannot be below his knee. It has to be above his knee. And once you kick the top of his knee, I believe like if you have the back of the neck, if you have the arm, if he's in the air, he's gonna fall. And as he fall, you just need to look to stay there and hope with a good underhook. One thing that we have to be is like precise with the options. And when I say precise with the options, like I like to explain everything because I believe everything counts. I feel like back then, when I started teaching blue purple belt, I was already teaching jiu-jitsu. I was like not a big school, but I used to have people that tried to learn what I was doing, and I always felt open to express myself and show whatever I have. But sometimes I used to make everything just kind of like easy, and it was not easy. I was just do this, just do that, and then obviously it's not that. And today I learn, and I believe like we need to pay attention to the details. And the same way how we kick the leg from here, the same way how when his butt come out of his heel, I can just kick over here. If I'm over here and the person got a double on the hook on me, I can clamp his elbows together. And the good thing now, I have a grip. When I say I have a grip, like before I don't have my hands connect. So now even if he has like all his weight on his heels, you know what I mean? Even if he has all his weight on his heels, I can pull him forward, and when I find him right on this angle, even if his knees forward, even if his knee comes forward with me, I can just pull my foot out. And instead of fall this way, I'm feeling I'm going that way because I'm stopping to talk in the middle of the position. But as soon as like I get his butt out of his heel, I can just kick. And the good thing about this grip, I don't know how everybody feel when you do this, but you can really stabilize a good position for him. Doesn't have to be a mount, but you have like a double overhook and hands connect, you're gonna get like a good like a pin on him. You're not gonna have to fight too hard to stabilize the top position. What is great, you know, like I said, we don't want to do all this work and then the person get back on his feet. You don't want all this work and the person put you back on your back. You know? So if I have a butterfly guard position over here, I cannot control his hand. He maybe get a double on the hook. I clamp his knees together. Instead of just go to the sweep and pick all his weight out of the ground, I'll move him forward. I move him forward and just kind of kick at the same time. As I'm kicking at the same time, I'm just turning. I'm hoping to never my back goes on the floor. It's most like I'm rolling over my shoulder. So if I have a double overhook and hands connect, I'm gonna get his butt out of his foot and just turn him on the ground. If you think about like, why adding like this move if it's just like the other? I want everybody will be able to break that down and break it down because everything counts. And if you're not precise about the details, if you're not like care about the details, someone probably gonna use those details against you. So anytime something changes, we have to be very like specific. But we cannot add too many things far apart. What I'm trying to say, like I'm really recommend to everybody, most like my students because I'm with them every day, that we have to constantly keep adding options. We have to constantly keep adding like a technique, but it cannot be like one flat triangle and one foot lock attack. It cannot be two things like too far apart. You have to keep adding things like close to each other that make us to go really far. When I say really far, like really stretching all your combinations. And this is one of those points. You used to go to the butterfly guard, you used to have a good underhook. You don't have the underhook, you have an overhook now. You don't pick the person up, you feel his weight comes forward. Instead of get out his weight up, you just kick his knee away and just get on top like a very quick and easy. So those are the positions that like make things very easy. But even if it's a little slightly change, we want to be able to capitalize and know what to do when those things happen. We gotta have options, and we have to be very like specific about the details. And the option is not just the options that I want. The options that my opponent kind of like give it to me and make me have to deal with. And I end up like walking my way to a butterfly guard, and instead of me having the hook, one more time he has the overhook, and I was able to clamp his elbows together. And from this position, I mentioned that I would like to go towards the side that is towards my head, because I can see. I want to take him where I can see. I can just go there and just kind of leap over there. And maybe this will be my favorite side first, sweet side. So my head is towards the side. I'll take that towards the side, and the same towards the other side. I can kick towards the side. But if at one point the person starts pushing towards the other side, and I feel like I cannot escape on time. The good thing for me is like he's pushing me there, but he cannot get away of the position. He's pushing there because he has options too. He can go one way or the other way. And if he decides to go towards the side, I'm still can do the same thing. I can kick him towards the side, but if I feel he's going towards the side, I can kick him towards this side too. And one more time, I'm not letting go the double overhook with my hands connect until I get on top, until I feel like I'm stable. Guys, one thing that I say all the time in class, in training, you gotta use your hands. You gotta use your hands, and I need to just keep that control. If I have my both hands using, you know, I'm still able to get on top, even I'm using the hands. But sometimes people use their hands to pose. People use their hand to do another thing instead of controlling. So in this point over here, I'm getting on top without let go of my hands. My hand's not gonna go on the floor. I'm gonna find my way on top of him just with my foot. I keep elbows together. If I cannot go towards my side that I'm looking, my foot comes out, I'm kicking, and I'm getting on top. I'm not doing something like this to get on top because I don't want to deal with the underhook and he has to try to get out. So I'm doing the whole thing with my elbows connect, I'm kicking, get on top, and just keep him pinned. You're going to be able to put a lot of weight on him, and you should let go whenever you feel ready. You don't have to let go when he's wants to. Whenever you feel ready, you can let go and just maintain the position. You're not always gonna have someone shooting a double under on you. I don't want to offer him to the other person because maybe he can be really good on this, but at the same time, my arm is not really overexposed. But if the person try to put their hands inside and I capitalize this quick, I'll end up having a very good a double overhook with a seatbelt grip connect over there. And to have this and to be able to sweep the person both sides, I'm right hand. I don't like to sweep, I don't like to do things with my left side. But to have a position that I trust for myself, that I can do for both sides, is just like a huge thing. Just like a good option. It's just like actually amazing option to be able to sweep the person both sides with the same grip without having to switch the head. It's just the type of control that we don't have all the time. And it's still butterfly guard, but with just like a little extra grip. A grip that sometimes you don't even have that with the double underhook because maybe the person is too big. But if you have that overhook and connect your hands on front of him, you still gonna have a really good option. I don't know if everybody will be able to follow everything up because it's a lot of move if you start going from the first all the way to the ending. But we need to start to be able to recognize moves, you know what I mean? It cannot be just like but it's just so different than the other, you know? It has to be similar, but similar with options, similar with a lot of situation that can adds up, but not complicated. And if you're able to get a hook, you can do one thing. If you get the overhook, you can do the same thing, but it's just something slightly different, but with options. And I was able to get a double overhook. Maybe I can fight to get there. I don't want to open up too much. Maybe he got him over here, and then I was able to stop him before he clamped my back. But I have the overhook. And if I get to one point and I start to lift him and he starts to really post his leg, I can anytime pull my leg back, try to get on top of that. And jiu-jitsu can be very complicated, but sometimes we complicate it too much. We can do the same thing you do on one side, but sometimes do the same thing you do on one side with just a different grip. And it has to be something that you have experimented that before. And I know that works, I know that combines, and those was the case. I can do the same thing over here and then kick the knee, or I can do the same thing over here and just really start going with that and just kick at the same time. These are options. I have an overhook on this. One thing that maybe you feel when you have the underhook and the overhook over him, maybe my leg doesn't come back too much, so I can just kind of like pull him out a little bit and then add a little bit more room. And that room has to be like adjustable. I hope he can find this in the middle of the position, and if he keep like hopping on his toes and don't fall, I hope you can really pull your leg back enough to fit in on that space. And I'm doing the same, but if I got overhook and I can create the momentum, start going over there, I'm trying to lift him up, leg comes in. I still have the bottom foot on the ground to try to lift. If I realize not enough, I'm pulling. As I'm pulling, I'm pretty much like sweep him. I can stay on the side. I can go to the mount. Everything depends like how much momentum I give. If I kick him too fast and then he goes too far ahead of me, I can come after, maybe I'm not gonna have a mount. But if I kick him at the same time with a lot of momentum, I can use the momentum to take me on top, and I can go to the mount or the side control like I was talking before. One more time the other side. He got double on the hook. I can clamp his elbows together. One thing that I don't want to do, I don't want to move my stomach forward because he's going to pull my back. So I'm keeping like my back, I keep my butt scooping back, elbows together, and I just go to the slip. And the bottom leg goes inside there. I didn't get much momentum, I'm just on the side control. And I'm not like go this until I feel strong to stay on top. I'll keep the double overhook as much as I need to stabilize the top position.